The Copyright Act 1976 allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Fasten your seatbelts because nothing can prepare you for this real-life tale. This handmaid's tale inside the Mormon church, the FLDS, yearning for Zion, inside their ranch, even better, inside their temple. As we've explored the Summer Wells case, and we have heard just rumors of ritualistic abuse, we've said, it doesn't really happen. And it certainly doesn't really happen anymore. We watch these TV shows like The Handmaid's Tale, and we go, oh, but it really doesn't happen here. Oh, but it does. We all should know Warren Jeffs, cult leader of the FLDS Mormon Church in Utah and Texas, serving a life sentence for child endangerment and abuse, multiple counts, as I don't have time to go back and recount how he took over his father's 64 wives that he called mother and forced them into marriage, or how he essayed. Warren Jeffs is in prison today serving a life sentence for marrying girls as young as 11 and 12 years old. He is still arranging marriages from prison, running the Yearning for Zion Ranch, and he's still the prophet. He still calls all the shots. His people still visit him in jail. And like I said, this is just one story. Let's sort of fast forward out of the past and into the future, into more of a present-day setting. After a prank domestic violence phone call from the Yearning for Zion Ranch in Texas, the feds finally received the much-needed break they've been looking for and was able to obtain search warrants. These search warrants were even for inside the temple. Charlene Jeffs is an estranged sister-in-law of Warren, and she plays a huge role in helping authorities decipher what they have found here. Here she is seen kneeling with her hands out in demonstration of how the wives would surround the marriage bed in unity and in prayer. How could authorities ever prepare for seeing something like this? Besides these multiple beds made of marble and satin that was for consummating marriages and teaching young girls the way of marriage, they also found video evidence of Prophet Jeff explaining how this was right to a 12-year-old in the eyes of God, and this was how God expected her to act and breaking this down to mental abuse for a child. This was pathetic. According to court documents, Charlene Jeffs claims they had seed bearers in which an elect man of a worthy bloodline chosen by the priesthood to impregnate the FLDS women. FLDS men are no longer permitted to have children with their multiple wives, also per the prophet. The document also alleges that the husbands are required to be in the room while the act of procreation with the seed bearer occurs. In layman's terms, the husband is required to sit in the room while a couple or so are his wife or wives on the R bed. How do we call this progress? How do we call this anything other than abuse?